BLPA Big Show. Hockey, sports, life for the adult athlete. Powered by the Beer League Players Association. Follow us at the BLPA.
Everybody, just follow.
Keep connected with us. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You dig that?
Follow
On every social media outlet. And make sure you follow the crew on Twitter. Nick at Nigger Jones. Jason at Beer League Jason. And Jillian at BLPA Jillian. Let's get
Welcome to the greatest hockey show in the world.
Welcome back from your near-death experience, is what you should say.
I'm dead. This is dead Nick. I'm AI. I'm a deep fake.
Oh my God.
Real Nick is still in Iceland, laying in the hallway in the emergency room, is where he is. And so they sent me back. They sent me deep fake Nick to, make people believe that Beer League still has hope because the commissioner has not died.
You know what was really hard for me personally when you went through this was I started out texting you being kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then like every day that went by that you didn't respond, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to go back and look at these text records and think that I had something to do with this murder. And this is going to come back to me.
Yeah. This was actually the long game I'm playing, Jillian.
You're trying to pin me.
Yeah, try to pin you down on my death. But yes, I we'll talk about Iceland in a little bit. We'll get to that point. The juicy story. Everyone wants the details. What happened?
Everyone wants.
What
What
happened?
happened to Nick?
What'd you do to get a bad hot dog over there? And so we'll talk about that. But first, before we get there, why don't you tell folks where they can find us?
Fine, I suppose I could do that.
Fake Nick.
Okay, here's where you can find Deep Fake Nick. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, aka Twitter, OnlyFans, only if you're lucky, Patreon, Twitch, Pinterest, Red Note. You're not even on that anymore. And then wherever you are right now, if I didn't name it. So you found us. Congrats.
Found us. Congratulations. Way to go.
Yeah, you're really cool.
Yeah, so we do have some things to talk about, obviously, with Iceland, but Jillian's got a whole slate lined up. She's lined up with us. But let's just go ahead. I mean, we said this. We already sent the email out about it, but the show does have a new sponsor. It's the brand Gameware.
Okay,
Jerseys.
say more.
Jerseys for the Beer League. That's what they are. I mean, we're the brand.
Sweet.
Basically, here's what we decided. Like, Beer League career's way too fucking short to wear ugly jerseys. And you got people like our jerseys. So we partnered up with the brand and we said, hey, here's what we want to do. You guys down with that? Hey, they're fucking down. So we're getting down. So the show's brought to you now by the brand Gameware.
So go and get your custom jerseys and also bags.
Yeah, right now, BLPA, we're actually sponsoring jerseys. Anyone that buy, I think it's first 100 teams that contact the brand Gameware, we will actually pay for a portion of the jerseys as long as you put a small BLPA logo somewhere. But who doesn't want that logo anyway?
Sweet.
Basically, I think the pricing is like $85 and $90 a set for a jersey and socks. And if you use the BLPA sponsorship, we basically pay, and it's only $69. Hilarious, huh?
Of course it is.
And hell yeah,
that's so sexy of you guys.
Yeah, so that's what we're all about. Sex,
Sweet.
pure sex. So yeah.
Okay, thanks, brand.
Yeah,
I want a jersey. Can I get jerseys just to not play have this for my team?
Oh, there's people that just collect jerseys and they design things, and yeah, for sure we could do that.
I could literally tell them like I want this and I want to have SpongeBob on it.
Yeah.
And they'll do it.
Yeah, cool. I mean, you got to pay. I think if in that case, I mean, I don't know the details of doing one-offs. I mean, it's possible for sure, but you got to pay. Obviously, there's a designer that designs them and then they make them. So I guess you got to pay the designer and to make them if you want to make a one-off, but it's possible.
Okay, sweet. So when I finally show up at a tournament, I will be in the brand jersey.
The brand. So, all right. What do you want to talk about first?
I want to talk about what everybody wants to know. I want the dirty deets because there was also a rumor spread by your wonderful wife that you may have been contaminated in my home state. So I need to know if the rumors are true. I need to know what went down in Iceland.
Listen, obviously, I'm not the one to dabble in unsubstantiated rumors. I am a journalist at heart, right? I only report from confirmed sources.
Okay.
Confirmed sources state that I was fine until I was in Minnesota. I left Minnesota, and as soon as I landed in my next place, boom, dead.
There's no way it could happen that fast.
Well, listen, obviously I'm not a doctor. I'm a scientist. I don't deal with,
Yes.
the doctor side of things. But
Yeah.
what I do know is, let me just lay out the timeline. So, flew from Calgary to Minneapolis in the morning. I think I left it, obviously before 5
Well,
a.m.
we
is
all
at the
know.
airport,
Mhm.
and I get take off at 6:45. I'm in Minnesota before 10 a.m. Perfect time to be in Minnesota, by the way. We get a rental car. I had a free day, by the way, free day rental car. So it cost me $7, cheaper than
Oh.
a cab to the Mall of America. So that's why I took it. So I took I took the rental car over to Mall of America with my friend Ian, who is helping run the tournament, and his lovely wife Darlene, and they're both lovely people because they
Oh.
took care of me in Iceland, and we hung out at the mall all day. All right, so
Yep.
they went and did. I think they ate at Wahlburgers. I ate at Benihana's.
Were you by yourself catching shrimp in your mouth?
No, no, no. I sat at the bar because I was working on some things, but I also wanted some
Oh.
things light. So I just had some chicken fried rice, maybe nibbled on a pot sticker or two.
Sure.
And then we were like, okay, let's go watch a movie because we have like an 8-hour layover. So we went to watch a movie, but they wouldn't let us into the movie because we were 15 minutes late. And they wouldn't, I'm like, sell us the goddamn. How many
What?
people in there? They're like, there's 2 people in there. I'm like, give us the goddamn ticket. But they wouldn't. And I was like, well, let's still get some butter popcorn. So I got some butter popcorn, but they don't have
Boom.
real butter. It was just fake butter.
Yeah.
And then we walked around and we just hung until it's time to go back to the airport and fly. Get into our seats. We're flying. It's a short flight from Minneapolis. I mean, it's only 7 hours from Minneapolis, so it's not even that bad. And land there, and I'm feeling a little off, but I'm like, you know what? I don't do good with lack of sleep, so maybe I'm just tired. I haven't had my chalky milk, so maybe my tummy's thing.
Yeah.
Get my rental car. We start driving. It's 28 miles from there to the rink where I was going to try to drop off our gear. By the time I get to the rink, I know I'm in bad shape. I
Oh
got
no.
no one's at the rink though. So I just
Oh
go behind a
no.
tree and I release.
Yeah, release the Kraken.
I'm like, cool. I'm like, okay, well, that sucks. Well, I'm obviously overtired. I'm sick. My belly feels a little better now. Let's just go back to Airbnb. Maybe some sleep will help me. Didn't help me. I'm going to say every 45 minutes to an hour, I'm hugging the toilet.
That's
And it wasn't even like I didn't even eat that much. I mean,
Oh
I
my
had chicken
God.
fried rice in my belly, and obviously it
Yeah.
came out the first go. And
Sure.
I didn't eat on that. I didn't eat on the airplane. I didn't eat the meal on the airplane. I did none of that. And just, I don't know. And basically, so that was on Wednesday morning it started. And by Thursday afternoon, evening, Ian was like, I think maybe you should go to the hospital. And I'm like, I'm make it one more time is all I need to puke. And I puked and then I had to puke again. And I was like, fine, let's go. And he's like,
Oh
do
my
you have
God.
enough energy to get to a car? I'm like, call the ambulance.
It was that bad.
That's how bad I was. I didn't really know what was going on at this point. And the ambulance never came. Like, and Ian
What?
said we waited 45 minutes to an hour. And so he's finally like, just get in the car. So he got me in the car. We go to the first place that looks like a hospital and we couldn't find an emergency room. And I'm like, I'm driving, like, I'm like over here, like
And
hanging
you're
my,
driving.
no, I'm not driving. I'm hanging my head out the window to let air hit me. So
Yeah.
it was just bad. Like no one would we're like, excuse me, sir. Like, do you know where the emergency room? And like, no one would talk to us. And I was like, fuck. And so finally we look it up. We find an actual emergency room, like, 9 minutes away. So we drive there. I get there and they're trying to ask me questions about like my passport. And I didn't bring my passport to the hospital because who would think to do that in that situation? But luckily I have a picture of it on my phone and I'm trying to do it. And then I'm like, Ian, give him give him my information. So I go to sit on a chair and I'm like, oh, my belly hurts so bad. It feels way better to lay down. So I just lay down in the emergency room and they thought I had like passed out. So they get me triaged right fucking there.
Oh
So
yeah. Nice way to fake it.
Yeah. I was not faking it. They get me in, they get me hooked up to like EKGs. They got IVs going in me. And basically they tell me like, we're going to get some fluids going in you. What's bothering you? I'm like, it's my stomach. And I'm like, it's not even that I have to puke. It's my stomach hurts so bad. The only way to alleviate this is to make myself puke. And puke comes up. But it wasn't like I wasn't just sitting there. Like I was having to force it. It was so bad. And so finally they said, okay, we're going to give you some pain meds and some ondentistin stomach cramping medicine. And they did.
Okay.
And then I was gone. I knew that I was getting messages from people I remember getting them and I'm looking at, and I think I'm responding to them, but I didn't respond to anybody. I don't think.
So you were like kind of asleep.
I guess so, because I
What
remember my
it-
wife texting, and
Yeah.
I had vivid memories of like telling my wife, I'm okay. This is what they're doing to me. But then when I looked back, I never said any of that stuff.
Oh
And
my
so,
God.
like my wife's trying to contact them to find out what's going on. They won't talk to her. My buddy Ian's there. Now listen, my buddy's never run a tournament by himself. And we're the day before the tournament. I haven't done draft rounds because I used to do them like Wednesday or Thursday for last minute registration. I haven't even done the draft rounds.
Oh,
And it was bad, man. It was bad. And so basically the next day they gave me a CT scan. They roll me there and they sit me, and I'm just sitting there by myself, my stomach. And so I lay down again, and like 5 people like got real close to me and were like, "Did you pass out?" And I'm like, "No, this is the only way
it
I
was
feel
still
comfortable."
hurting that point. Were you
Yeah,
still
I was.
puking at that point?
Yeah, I was.
Oh my
I'm laying in a
God.
bed. I'm laying in a bed, and they have like these little cups with long plastic
Ew.
bags,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you puke
yeah.
in them. Cool. It worked. They worked out perfectly. But one time they didn't collect it, because what happened is they just rolled me into a hall. So I'm laying in a hospital bed in a hallway in
Is it
the
because you're
emergency room.
American?
I don't know, because they said they were going to check me in because they thought, maybe you have a kidney infection. And so
Oh,
we'll get you admitted. We'll give you antibiotics, but they never admitted me. They never came back and talked to me, but they grabbed stuff and asked me if I needed stuff to drink or whatever. And one time they left that bag, and I guess I moved around and it got everywhere. So it's all, and I'm like, can I shower? And they're like, we don't have a shower. I'm like, you don't have a shower in the hospital?
what?
Like, then they found it was just a mess. Right. And so basically the doctor finally came on Saturday morning, and he said, "How you feeling?" I said, "Listen, I still feel shit. I haven't puked today. My stomach still hurts, but I'm managing it with the pain meds. But can we go off the IV stuff so I can kind of get with the thing? Like there has to be some like pill forms that's not as potent as what you're pumping me full of." And so
Yeah.
they said yes. And I was like, "When can I go home? Because my flight leaves Monday. I don't want to miss it. I want to get back to my." And they're like, "If you don't puke for 10 hours, you can leave." And I was like, "Okay,
Oh,
cool." I was like, "Cool." And I did, and they didn't see me the rest of the day. And so finally, like at 10 o'clock, I'm like, "Hey, can I go home?" Like, "No." And I'm like, "What do you mean? The doctor said," and like, "That's not what's in the notes." I'm like, "The doctor came to me. I wasn't that out of it. Like this." And they're like, "Nope, sorry, you can't." And I'm like, "Well, can you at least get me somewhere that's not in a fluorescent lit hallway with people all over it so I can maybe get some rest? Because I can't sleep. I can't." I'm like, "Oh yeah, no problem." They said, "We'll get you a room." Hour and a half. No one ever came back. Then like this big fight came in, like people that had been in an obvious brawl. Like this lady looked like she had taken a car battery to the front of her head. It was swollen up. So it was horrible. And they were yelling. And I was like, "Fuck this." And I was like, "Ian, come and get me." I ripped my IV out and
pull your thing. You just
walked
walk
out.
out.
Yeah. So, and,
Oh my God.
yeah. And then Tanis was worried she was going to fly to Iceland and get me, but she met me in Minneapolis, and basically it was
You guys
just,
grabbed lunch at Benihana.
yeah, it was just a comedy of so many errors in terms of like, then like the night before we left, I booked a hotel at the JW Marriott at the Mall of America and said, I messaged them. They confirmed it. And I said, "I'm booking this room. I'm checking in now. I won't be there before midnight. My flight doesn't leave till the morning. I'm not going to get there till like 9 a.m, but I want this room so I can sleep on this 8-hour layover. Is that fine?" Like, "Yes." And I can even put my wife's name on the reservation. "Yes." But I got there and like, "Oh, we canceled your reservation because you never showed up." And like,
Oh,
had this whole, it was, and so basically I'd also had a rental car. And it wasn't there. I'm like, I literally have a
oh
screenshot of it. And like, all we
my
have is a
God.
minivan. And I'm like, "That's okay." So I
You're
slept in
like
a
sick.
minivan.
You know what? You've done worse.
I slept in a minivan in a Target parking lot for
Oh my
for
gosh.
3.5 hours until the flight came back. And then I'm here, and I went to the doctor yesterday, and they've got me doing like a just did blood work. I have a couple other tests that I have to do. And then I leave again Sunday. Like it's so,
What? Oh my God. Come on.
and you know what made it
So,
worse? Like they told me if you weren't a type 1 diabetic, we would have just sent you home and made you deal with like gastroenteritis or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, well, that's reassuring." And but the other day I was like, "But I'm a type 1 diabetic and you didn't take care of me." And the funny part is like after I left the hospital, like an hour and a half later, I get a phone call and they say, Yeah, Aaron? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what are you? And I'm like, I left. And like, left where? And I was like, you didn't come back for hour. It's an hour and a half after I left. You guys weren't taking care of me. And I was scared. And I couldn't get any rest. So I left. I'm like, well, we have a room for you now. Do you want to come back? And I'm like,
Oh my God.
no, thanks.
Thanks for offering.
And
Oh
so,
my
yes, it
God.
was just weird. And like they wanted me to eat, but obviously when you're in that, you don't want to eat anything.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat food and that stuff.
Yeah.
So
And your
like,
first choice is not hospital food.
and they're like, well, you have to get some kind of sugar in you because we got to give you insulin, which I understand. I'm like, what kind of juice do you have? And they're like, we have orange juice and apple juice. And I hate apple. Like I despise it, hate it.
That's
But
a
the
red
other
flag.
option was orange juice. And I was like, but orange juice is so acidic. Like that can't
Eh,
be good. So
yeah.
I'm sipping on apple juice and it helped my stomach. It was the weird, like, and it wasn't like long. I was just
Oh,
taking like a sip and it would make my stomach like settle down for a little bit. And so I'd have like this juice box and I'm still drinking juice boxes and I'm like laying on the
oh my
bed, like,
God.
I'm like, and they're just, and it was just, they're like, you have to have more than apple juice. And I'm like, I can't.
Don't tell me what to
I'm
do.
like, and just, yeah. And so I get home and my wife's got all this apple juice and I'm like, I fucking
Oh
hate
my
apple juice.
God.
So
Wait, so what's that? I
this,
can't believe after all it's done for you, you're still gonna slander it like
this
that.
is wild berry juice.
Oh, so what are they gonna send you a bill?
I don't. Wait, listen. I have a very robust travel insurance policy,
Yeah.
so I would imagine I'm mostly covered. But the problem
Okay.
with the whole thing is that my insurance could not get info from the hospital either. Like they were telling my wife
Oh my God.
he's with it enough to tell you what's going on. Obviously, I was not because I thought I was. I thought
What
I
if
was
you
responsible.
hallucinated this whole thing? They're like, Nick, you never were in a hospital. The flight to Iceland leaves tomorrow. Like this whole thing wasn't real.
That would be so awesome because I could get that hot dog.
The first thing
Mm.
you want back is a hot dog after you just wrecked your stomach lining.
Yeah, but you don't understand how good Iceland hot dogs are. They're not
You're
just like
right.
regular hot. They're actually really good hot dogs. Like they're solid. They're solid dogs. Solid doggies.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're alive because it was a little touch and go there for a minute.
It was yeah, it was I was scared. I mean, I never thought, oh, I'm gonna die, but I was like, what if I have to stay here for like 2 weeks? Like what like I don't know, and, and it just sucks when you're there and you don't feel like you're being taken care of and
Yeah. And
it's
there's
yeah,
no Disneyland Iceland. So,
there's no Disney Iceland. That's true. But there should be.
next
Interesting.
year.
Interesting.
Oh
So
my God. Well, welcome back. It's great to have you
thank you.
here.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Are you? Okay.
Everybody that's watching, I'm glad you're here as well. If you want to say hi to
Yeah.
us, if you want to send your well wishes,
The T's and P's.
yeah. Hey, I do want to say this too. We're doing a jersey fundraiser because we had a camera mishap in Salt Lake City.
Oh, that's right.
I got to replace camera.
See.
I did replace the camera, but now I'm out the money. And that sucks.
Well,
But nonetheless, we're up to around 60 jerseys. We got 40 more. We're only making 100 of them. 100 limited edition jerseys. You get a
sweet.
limited edition jersey. You also get at least $50 off a draft experience. So
Ooh.
really, you're getting a pretty sweet deal. Trying to help BLPA out, and you'll get special camera. Like I'll look at you at my camera a little extra longer because you guys helped get
A
it.
little up the breezer shot, if you will.
Yeah, and so we're gonna do that. We're gonna have a lot more the photo. Like this camera is pretty badass. I mean, for much of the cost, it should be badass. But it's next level shit. And I'm
Do you
pretty
want to take
stoked
a
about it.
picture of me right now?
Well, I haven't unpacked it yet. I just got it back today. Because you had to order it. Screenshot. Click.
Thank you.
But nonetheless, so
Okay.
yes. So, but outside of that,
Mhm.
I have to say this because a lot of times, I feel like I don't want this to sound rude because I don't mean it to be. I feel like I'm doing this alone, like just the job in general, right?
Yeah.
And not realizing that you build so many relationships and friendships of people that are wanting to be involved and help BLPA and like true for like people that were here with me before, but before I did BLPA, like I mean, they're still around, and they have their own jobs, so they're not at as much anymore. And I take that for granted a lot of times, but a lot of them really fucking stepped up to make Iceland a success, and it was a
So it
success.
went on. Dang.
Even without me, like everyone had such a blast, good times. They were all. I haven't even met probably 80% of the people that were on this trip this time, but they messaged me, they checked it. I mean, it was so awesome. But the people behind the scenes that we always talk about at the draft, like, yeah, I know I'm the handsome face in front of everything, and you always see me because that's how I like things.
Yeah.
There are people that make this thing happen and don't realize it until you go down and you're incapacitated. And you always say, I mean, you always want to be indispensable to whatever you're doing. I get that. But you also kind of want to know, like, if something happens to you that like the fucking
The
drum
show's
will
gotta
keep
go
beating,
on.
right? And it did because of people like my buddy Ian from Oklahoma, who never hosted a draft party, like he's helped me with some before, never
Yeah.
had to be thrust into it. Dan, who obviously is doing his own thing, work and stuff, and he's like, hey, the draft rounds aren't made, so he stepped up, he did the draft rounds. Just everyone chipping in, and obviously, like you can't say anything without having a spouse that does what my spouse does, and I'm a dick to her half the time because
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy, and I'm always dealing. The hard part in sales is you're always being told no, and you know what I'm saying. Like you're always being told negative shit, and that
Yeah.
affects you sometimes. And she rides that wave a lot. But I mean, fuck. I mean, she had all the insurance sorted by the time I got there. She made sure everything is good. She's taking care of me. She got me Popeye's chicken tendies
What are you
today.
doing to thank her?
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take her
What are
to
you gonna do?
Japan. Take her to Japan with me.
That was already in the cards. I want
That's
something new.
what should I do for time? And here's the deal.
Mhm.
As a dick part, like I know Mother's Day is for all mothers and not just my mother, but I still struggle a lot with my mom being gone around
Yeah.
Mother's Day, and I was very short and rude with her, which was unfair to her. And her birthday's coming up Friday, and I obviously look at the situation I'm in. I'm sick, shitty, like haven't had time to go out and get something. So we got to do something. We got to do something right for her, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Her love
We gotta
language.
what's my love language?
No, not about you this time. Sorry.
Oh.
This is hard for you to hear. But what is her love language?
It's money. I mean, money. Yeah, it's like you're a woman.
Throwing dollar bills.
You understand this.
Okay. Does she like words of affirmation? Does she like time? Does she like physical touch? Wah, 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 wah. What's wrong with that juice?
All sour on the mixed berry.
Oh, okay.
She likes all that from people except me.
Yes. Don't touch me. Here's a gift. Every one of your love languages does not include you.
Yeah. Well,
okay. All right. We'll think of something.
Let's think of something. We should get suggestions.
Yeah. Guys, what should we get Janice?
This is the first lady of BLPA, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying?
This is the FLOTUS of the BLPA.
Yeah. FLOTUS. So.
BLPA. Okay.
Someone just texted me about Mother's Day and said, if her boobs have been in your mouth, you have to buy her a present for Mother's Day.
So, do you have to buy her a present for Mother's Day or not?
Yes.
Gross. All right. Why did they text that to you instead of messaging it? They didn't want their name tied?
I don't know. But I'm glad HR is not around.
Oh my God, where is he? Tony Cannoli. All right. Do you want to talk about hockey stuff?
Yeah.
Or do you want to stick on booby talk?
Oh man, listen, I love boobs, so it's like that's the thing.
We know.
So yeah.
So then you definitely owe her big time.
Yeah. Hey, don't lead me down this conversation because HR is not here and you're trying to get me fired.
I've been trying to get you fired for months. Nothing's working.
Yeah, I've had a lot of stern talking.
Besides me poisoning your pork dumpling at Benihana, and it still didn't.
That was you.
Oh shoot! Did I say that on air?
Have you ever had food poisoning?
Yeah, from an oyster.
Oh,
I don't think I ever want to eat one again. It's the
I had
worst because like throwing up should make you feel better. It's already like traumatizing enough, but when
yeah,
you puke and you're like, oh, thank God, and then you have to again, and you're like, to what end? Like
yeah,
when
that's
will
what
this be done?
when does it stop? Like,
Yeah,
I am so far in the side of like my stomach hurts bad. Let me get her done. Let me knock her out.
can't believe you
I'll
did
help.
it.
I will
Yeah,
help you, body. I will help
let
you
me
do this.
help you. Stomach
But then it
fighting.
was just me helping myself over and over and over again, and my body wasn't being like, hey, friend, thanks for helping me out. I'm gonna stop hurting now.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had food poisoning per se,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I don't know, but because Tanis had it and she had hummus from a Greek restaurant, and she used to love it, but she'll never eat it again. I
Yeah.
I don't feel that way about Benihana and chicken fried rice.
Then it
So I don't
wasn't that
see?
because the food that puts you out, like you'll know because it happened to me with those brie. Like at Christmas time, you know how people take like those puff pastries and put brie on it and a
Yeah.
jam. Like if I smell brie, that was another time that I went down from food poisoning. And so it's like that food, your body knows.
Yeah, so so I don't feel like I would go
So
eat
it wasn't
Benihana
Mall of
same
America.
night. Yeah. Well, that I know because then other people, well, maybe it was norovirus. I'm like, "Okay, I don't know what
Mm.
that is, but it sounds crazy." But I could have picked that up from Mall of America. I mean, there were a lot of kids running in
Why is
there.
that to Mall of America? Why couldn't it have been your first flight, Columbus or wherever you were?
Calgary. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying the possibilities are endless. I was just there the most, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
and it
Just
also,
stop
you know what else it
slandering.
could have been? It could have been because the one thing I don't wanna eat right now, is beef jerky. And we went to the beef jerky emporium or experience and got some beef jerky, and that's what I was eating some of that on the plane.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know, but I love
Could have been a bad batch.
yeah, it could have been a bad batch, right? Could also been some medicine that I take, right? And I asked my doctor
Mhm.
and they're like, "Well, ask the pharmacist." And the pharmacist's like, "We've have no reports of that, so I don't think it is," right? And it
Mm.
used to be in vials, and now it's back and now it's, into a pen, like it went to a pre-filled pen, and I was like, "Maybe it's just stronger," and I didn't know, so I don't know, so many different things, but,
God
still a
bless.
lot of hockey. So I leave Sunday, I go to Oklahoma to get the trailer, I drive the trailer to Huntsville, Alabama, we do a tournament there, then I drive a trailer to Washington, DC, I fly back
Dang.
to Calgary to do
Well,
Cooper's end of the year school banquet,
aw,
fly
that's
back
so
to
cool.
DC, to do a tournament there, and we're gonna have, like, 20 plus teams there, it's gonna be fucking wild. I love me some DC. And then I drive the trailer from DC to Pittsburgh, drop the trailer off, drive the truck from Pittsburgh to Niagara Falls. So we're gonna do Niagara Falls tournament, but within that, Cooper's gonna go to a couple, like there's like a Canada's Wonderland theme park, and then we're gonna go to Cedar Park theme park to ride roller coasters.
Sweet, of course.
And then we're gonna do Pittsburgh and then Long Island team tournament.
Ooh, Long
Okay.
Island tea,
Yep,
tournament.
yep. And that's gonna have 14 to 18 teams. It's gonna be a solid first time tournament on the island. On the island, you're not in the island, you're on
Dang.
the island.
Okay.
And then is the hard one. I'm gonna in New York, I'm gonna put Tanis and Cooper on an airplane from New York to Oklahoma City.
On your private jet,
Yes, on BLPA Air.
BLPA area.
And then I am gonna drive from Long Island to Oklahoma City.
Why? Oh, because you have the
Because then
trailer.
and then we have a tournament in Austin, Texas the next weekend, and it's a big one too, so we gotta have the merch there. And so, Cooper wouldn't do good driving 3 10-hour straight days. So I'm
Yeah, I
like,
feel
"You
that.
you you fly out with Cooper." See, this is what I'm doing for tennis. You fly out with
Mm.
Cooper to Oklahoma City. He can swim in the pool, do all the fun stuff. He doesn't have to spend 10 hours in the car with us every day,
Yeah.
and we'll do it, right? And so, so that's what we're gonna do. Then we have Austin, and then Oklahoma City, and then Oklahoma City, Chicago. What's after that? And then we have Nashville and the military decks on the same weekend. Military decks is in San Diego. Maybe come
This
down for
doesn't
the
exhaust you?
uh, no, I mean it's going to yes,
Yeah.
but I fucking love it.
Dang, good
That's where
for
I'm
you.
different. That's where I'm different than
You're
most
built
tournament.
different, Nick. You're better than everyone.
Well, I'm not better. I just have a passion for it. I love it. I love doing it. I
Yeah.
love being there. I love being in events, and that's kind of what sets them apart, I think, right? But nonetheless, that's basically the schedule through August, and then September
Wait,
hits
when
and
are
we
you
go.
in, San Diego?
Third
What
weekend of
weekend?
August. I think it's third
Oh,
weekend of August.
August, dang. Okay. Okay, cool, I'm not
Two
coming. Enjoy
two
your juice. Thanks, Hockey Man CB77. I like those.
Oh yeah, I like those.
Goal
I like
lights.
those on Twitch, baby. If you're on Twitch and you have Amazon Prime, you should give us a Prime sub. It's free.
Oh
Doesn't
yeah,
cost you nothing.
$2
It's
or
really 2 months.
something.
Okay.
Okay, so remember when you tested me on hockey vocab?
Hell yeah.
I have some for you
Okay,
because
but here's what I want to ask before we start. And listen, I want to let everyone know I'm very gassy today. I mean, I got all this stuff.
what are you gonna do? Stick a microphone down by your rumpus? Like what? What? No.
I thought I was
Please, God, no.
I thought I was gonna burp and right into the microphone. I just wanted to warn everyone.
Oh, that kind of gassy.
I mean, I'm having the other one. I'm having the other as well. Because I didn't poop for a week.
That's normal.
Tuesday to Tuesday yesterday. And it was when I went in the bathroom yesterday, it was after the first time I ate.
Do you feel better?
Oh, yeah. It was a come to Jesus 50-minute marathon in there.
We've talked for 32 minutes about your bodily excrements.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything else?
Yeah. Here's what I also want to say because of how you do things. Like, namely, whenever we did the thing with the guy that does the movie Slapshot, which, by the way, I talked to him today, by the way, Dave. He wanted to know if I got involved with some nasty shield maidens in Iceland.
Oh.
I do want to say this, Tanis, turn your ears off. The Iceland nurses, very pretty.
Oh.
Most beautiful nurses I've ever seen.
You were definitely hallucinating. That was a mirage.
No, they do have some pretty Icelandic ladies. They got that typical like Nordic, you know, the definition of beauty that everyone kind of says, like the tall, blonde, blue eyes.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I don't want you just to make shit up. And you don't actually know, because you were like quoting people and saying that things weren't in the movie. And the guy's like, I'm in the movie. I know. I've lived it for.
You think he remembers from how many years ago?
I think
I'm not. I don't doubt that I was wrong.
Okay. Here we go.
But this is because I did some that are fake and some that are real.
Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Okay. Zebra.
That's a referee.
Okay. See? So I'm not doing all fake ones.
Okay.
And some of these are you seeing if they're real words, because I don't believe that they are either. Okay. How about a blade fade?
A blade fade? It sounds like some kind of tape job that they're doing.
Fake. See, you fell for it.
Well, of course, you asked what it sounded like it would mean. I'm like, well, that's what it sounded like, but I've never heard that before. Okay.
All right. How about rim it around?
Yeah, that's where you just so you rag it around the boards, the puck.
Beauty. Nice job. Okay, how about shot muffin?
That's fake. I mean, there is a some people call shots muffins when it's a very soft shot, not a hard shot, but it's not called a shot muffin. It's just called a muffin.
Okay, the shot is a muffin. Okay. Rink rattle.
There's a rink rat, but there's no rink rattle.
Oh, you're right. You're right again. Okay. Chisel check.
The two ones are a dead giveaway. There's not really the chiseled check. No, there's nothing.
Okay. How about bar Mexico?
Yeah, that just means you go crossbar and down.
See, 2-1 is correct.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm just saying, like the you can tell. Okay, keep going.
Okay. A tilly.
Yeah, it's just a fight.
Nice. Wow, you're good at this.
Thank you.
How about a gitch?
A gitch? It's usually what a gitch is. What Canadians call like the cups or jock straps.
Yeah. You're good at this.
Thank you.
Okay, buzzing.
Buzzing just means the guys are skating. They're hard, flying out there.
Wow, you're good at this.
Boys are buzzing. Michigan. That's where they go behind the net. You do the little lacrosse goal and score.
Lobster.
That's not a word.
I'm just like lamp. Table.
You act like I don't play hockey. Like, you know,
well, I've never actually seen you play hockey, so you passed.
I know things about hockey. Let's go.
You're at least 4/5 hockey guy.
Hell yeah, let's go.
See, some were real.
No, some were real, but I knew you were gonna try to pull some shenanigans.
I was telling you right up front that there were gonna be some fake ones. So I wasn't even trying to be sneaky that time.
I already knew that there was. But I tried to get in your head to see what you thought that would be if it was a real word. Like the blade fade. Be like, oh, he's taping his stick and he's fading up. Just go ahead and say it.
Well,
Tell it to him live. We saw you talking to him, mouthing words to him. Just let him know.
Everett woke up and he's not happy, and I told Rob, give him food.
Oh yeah, food.
I was gesturing.
Not
not my food. I mean, I'm supposed to, but I have priorities, which is a podcast. So
yeah,
the baby goes hungry.
Yeah. Okay.
Next. Next, I have a take for you this week. I feel like it's kind of a good one.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't share my screen with you. Here, you can have this screen.
Let's see. Oh, maybe I can. There it is.
There you go.
Ciao.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with Jillian's hot takes.
Okay. Ring/cup culture is ruining how we talk about athletes.
Let me try to get in your brain first.
Yeah.
And then you tell me if this is what you meant.
Yep.
You are trying to say that we are basing the worth or how good an athlete is based on how many championships they have won.
You're exactly correct.
I'm on fire today.
God, why are you good at stuff? I'm not used to this.
What's my thoughts on this? I believe, in my humble opinion, that the greatest players in their respective sports have the ability to make the players around them that much better. And by doing so, the output of that is winning championships.
But have you not seen someone who's really good and on the wrong team, and then they get with the right group of people, and all of a sudden they start winning?
Jerome McGinley. Yeah, 100%. I understand what you're saying. But when you start talking about people like Michael Jordan and LeBron James, both the greatest athletes in their sport of their genre. But when you start going back and look at the body of work that Mike was able to do, Mike, me and MJ, I watched The Last Dance on the way home.
Okay, yeah, so you guys are on that.
The body of work that he was able to put together in winning as many championships as he did, I think that you got to give him a nod somewhere. And so I think that it is a differentiator, but there's players in hockey like Jerome McGinley who never won a Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest to ever do it. Just he had a style that just doesn't come, strength, guts, toughness, fighting, being able to score, being able to carry a team on his back, but he wasn't able to win a Stanley Cup. And listen, Stanley Cup is probably the hardest cup to win in all of sports, no matter what, just because of the grind. I mean, the playoff grind that you have is so much. I mean, if you think about baseball in just the way it happens, like pitchers only pitch one every 5 games, right?
Basketball.
Basketball, you have a lot of people that come off the bench. They're not just repeatedly getting worked down and worn down and being able to perform at that level that many games in a row. What's the next one? Football's a little harder, way shorter playoffs, right? Way shorter games.
Yeah.
I love football, love the game of football. But when you start talking about being in physical activity while you're doing your sport, it's very minimal on the sport of football, right? It's just, here's a play and then you rest for 30 seconds and then here's a play. Like hockey is, and I know there's shifts, but it's a continuous grind. It's continuous physicality, and you got to do it over how many games, over how long. And so I think it's the biggest grind to reach a championship. And so you have to say things like, hey, Alex Ovechkin, if he never won a cup, the Capitals that year, would you still put him in the upper echelon of greatness? Yeah, I would. But in this, Henrik Lundqvist, Super VIP Johnny Dunham, one of the best goalies of all time, no cups, still great, right?
Yeah.
So I think it definitely goes by sports, but it's definitely a talking point for sure. But I think there is a differentiator somewhere in there. But because you're right, like Henrik Lundqvist, probably, I don't want to say the best goalie of all time, but top 5 for sure. Top 5, he's up there. But he didn't have a team around him to get him to the cups. So how do you fault him?
Fleury.
Yeah, Fleury's won a bunch of cups.
I know, but you were saying one of the best all time. I think Fleury.
Yeah, Fleury's one of the top 5 too. Fleury's incredible.
Yes.
So,
Minnesota. Okay. So there are outliers, but it's like
it should be the only basis that you base how great an athlete is. I've never won the Stanley Cup. I'm a great beer league hockey player, you know?
Yeah, well, they haven't been talking about you on the ESPN news.
That's because hockey's just becoming mainstay on the pro level. It's going to take a while for beer leagues to get on ESPN. But you want me to find it? I have been on ESPN for hockey.
I do actually want to know, what was it, the not top 10 or whatever? What is it called?
Yeah, it's when a Zamboni caught on fire on the rink and it was spinning around and our post like blew up and went viral, and they took us, they like, hey, can we use your stuff on ESPN? I'm like, hell yeah, you can. So
yeah,
I have been on ESPN, so get fucked.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad then. Not top 10.
Take this juice box and shove it.
Yeah, your sour grapes juice box.
Okay.
Okay, so would you rate that take ice cold?
No.
Chill.
Yep. Nope.
Tepid.
Nope.
Low key warm.
Flamin'. I would say it's warm because it does get people talking. And I think that's the whole point of hot takes, is to start conversations, right? It's not necessarily right or wrong. It just gets conversations going.
Yeah, it's me stirring the pot a little bit.
But I wonder, like, I think we should go back and look for next week and see who are the top 5 greatest players that never won a cup.
Like goal scoring.
Yeah, just consider the greatest players to never win a cup.
Yeah, but then also, like, how do you consider someone a great player? Like, what stat? Because you can have a defenseman who isn't scoring goals, but is one of the greatest players.
How do you say Lundqvist is one of the greatest goalies to ever do it?
Because he blocks shots. Like, there's a stat for that.
Well, there's stats for defensemen too. I mean, they have plus minus. They have block shots. They have lots of things. You don't have to score goals to be the best defenseman. Best defensemen are supposed to actually not be seen or talked about at all. They're just out there. They're just out there steadily doing their job.
Yeah, like, that was my dad was defense.
But see, like me and Dunham, we're actually the top scoring D pairing in Dex history. Like it was just the top scoring D partners in Dex history, and people saw us because we were the only ones scoring for our team. But normally you would say you don't want to see us. You want us just back there making plays, not having to carry
that
teams.
Doesn't sound like you.
It happened in Boston. I mean, this is true stuff. Johnny's right there. If he's still in, he can confirm that's what happened. But we scored a grand total of like 80 or 90% of our team's goals on the weekend.
Dang. You guys got 2 goals all weekend?
Yeah. Well, we only got 4. And I think we scored 3.5 of them. We might have scored 3.78 of them. Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah. Did Eric Lindros win a cup? That's a good question. I don't think Eric Lindros actually won a cup. I'd have to go back and check. I want to be upfront with everyone. I'm not a student of the game of hockey like I used to be about baseball. I didn't get into hockey.
He never won a Stanley Cup.
See,
he went into the finals.
I didn't get into hockey until about 2004. So before that, my hockey knowledge is very limited unless I go out and read, right? Oh, we had 4 and both Johnny and I had 2. So we had 100% of our team's goals.
Wow, you guys are so good at stuff.
So no, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like we're there to stop the goals, but when your team needs it, you do it.
But would everyone know that you were the best player if you weren't just talking about it right now?
Well, I think marketing yourself is a very big key aspect of things, and I think even the great ones now. I think the Edmonton Oilers do a very poor job of marketing Connor McDavid, who is the greatest player.
Yeah,
and the reason why is because he's a dork, and no one's gonna relate to him anyway because he's such a big fucking dork, right?
Yeah, true.
Dig the fuck in right fucking now. Or so I think that's the first time he's ever been excited in his life when he said that or something. But he's a dork. But if he marketed himself a little bit better, he could be wearing T-shirts that said like, "I fucked." There's that Wayne Gretzky where the chick wore a shirt that said "I fucked Wayne Gretzky," and Wayne Gretzky wore a shirt that said "I fucked her," and it's funny, right? That's good marketing. It's funny. People relate to it. It's hilarious, right?
Yeah, maybe he doesn't want that for himself.
Connor, you got to market yourself, bud. Contact me.
Hey, Connor, Connor, I know you're watching this. He's always lingering.
Here's the deal, Connor.
We have. Oh, go ahead.
It's not that I don't want you to win a Stanley Cup. I think you're the greatest player of this era, and hey, real respects real. Talent respects talent, and I respect you, Connor. I know you respect me back. I just don't want the Oilers to win, bro. That's it.
I want to say realize.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the deal: if you played for anyone else, you could play for Toronto. I wouldn't give a shit. You win the cup in Toronto. I don't want you to win one in Edmonton. That's just how I feel. It's just how I feel. Full of hate and animosity. But I still love Edmonton fans. It's a bad choice. And I know you'll change your ways eventually. Eventually you'll change.
Yeah. Oh, he logged off.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's okay. He had to go tell people. He's probably signing a deal in Toronto right now.
He was getting a shirt printed. He has a cricket at home, and he's doing a vinyl print of his own.
Oh, okay. I like it. I like that. Well, I can make him a hat if he needs one. I got a hat for us.
Hat.
So.
Okay, cool. Well, here's another thing, because I like to talk about things that we talk about in the Facebook group. And I like when people pose their own questions, and I want you to guess the end of this response, who had the most likes on this reply. So
let me
the best teammate is blank. Oh, that's it.
Okay, but let me close my eyes, and I don't want to talk. I'll point at the screen, and that's when you tell me, just so I can get them. Okay, go.
Okay, whatever you say, master. The best teammate is blank.
The one that brings beer.
Yes. Why are you good at stuff today?
Do I know my thing? I got sick, and it made me smart.
Oh my God, you had an epiphany in that room. Were you on ketamine?
I don't know. I hope so.
I don't know what they pumped in me. Okay.
It was actually
another like was the one who is right next to you in the box when shite goes down.
Mm-hmm. We can say shit on this show.
No, I can't. I'm not allowed.
Okay. When shit goes down. Yeah. Okay. That's a good one too.
Okay. The ones who are always well supplied, like tape, icy hot, Tylenol, burr,
food.
Viagra.
Got it.
Viagra.
Do you know that there's? Do you know what Blue Chews are?
Blue Chews?
Yeah.
I will after you tell me.
I don't exactly know what they are, but I think there's some kind of like a chew that you pop in and it gives you like
a Zyn.
Yeah, but I think it's supposed to help, make your wee wee
pee.
Make your pee pee erecty. I think. And there was a goalie at one tournament doing these things because I think he said it really got him fucking going. And I was like, who'd want to play with
a boner to play?
I was like, who'd want to play with a fucking erection? And how do you get your boner to fit in that cup?
There's a lot of padding.
How do you get your boner to fit in that cup, bro? Humble brag.
It's a different shape. It's a different shaped cup.
Look, I got this cup. And
Draw it. Draw it.
Hey, you know what's weird?
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Pee-pee cup.
Okay, so
Blue Chew cup.
A normal cup looks like this, right? Just a basic like a half moon style, right?
Yeah.
So I think when you have to I need to play with an erection to feel like I'm somebody. I think you have to buy a cup that goes like, oops. You have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a weird cup. I wonder where they sell those. I'm going to look for an erection cup.
We're about to have BLPA branded erection cups.
Yeah. Who's in on this new idea? It's called BLPA branded. Or apparently,
Sharks. I'm here today.
If you pop a Blue Chew before you play beer league, it really fucking gets them juices going. The only thing is you got to play with an erection. So, it's, give some, you give some, So. Okay. Keep going.
Okay. The best teammate is the guy who's not looking to start fights with people at 10:30 on a Tuesday.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good teammate.
But it's also kind of fun. I mean, why do some people like fights, but some people are like,
I love fighting. I love it. I love punching people in the face. Love it. It feels great. It feels so good.
Have you punched someone in the face before? Really?
Yeah. Many times. And it feels awesome. I fucking love it.
It doesn't hurt your knuckles?
No. The reason why I stopped punching people in the face, because I would also get punched in the face and it fucking hurts. And I didn't like that. Oh. So it's like, so I love fighting. I don't like getting hit. So it's
I think you have to be better.
Yeah. But you're always going to get hit sometime. No boxer has ever fought and never been and never been punched. That's just the way it goes.
You have to Robert and weave.
Well, you can rob it, or you can rob him and weave. I don't care.
Rob and weave.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Can I tell you why I'm distracted?
What?
There's a spider's nest in the corner of this room.
Or is Rob Rod over there in a fucking boner cup?
He said, try this for a design.
Rob Rod, show us your boner cup.
I watched it like comes in the side like
wow. Hey, congratulations, Jill.
And he's way over there.
Yeah.
There's truly, so I feel bad about killing spiders because I saw a TikTok about how they're like kind of nice and have a soul and stuff. So I let this one start making a web, and we'll let them go through the course of their life and weave a web, and then they end up just leaving. Like they'll eat a few bugs and they leave. And I said, we're on the same page. But this one it made a nest.
He's moved in.
It's in the corner. It's like one of those like woven shut ones. And now there's like more stuff in there. So I think there's eggs or babies. And so like if we hit it, I feel like they're going to go. So how do I get rid of this nest?
You hit it. That's
no.
You film yourself hitting it. That's what you do. Yeah.
I don't want them. I don't want the babies to bite me.
No, they're not gonna bite. You just start stomping around. You're bigger than them.
I can't stop. It's up in the ceiling.
Yeah, once you knock it down, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm scared.
Is seeing Jillian knock that down worth $1?
If someone pays me $80, I'll knock it down.
Oh boy. Okay.
You would think in this nice house that I wouldn't have spiders.
Neighborhood's going to shit, you know?
Yeah.
So
all right, I've had enough of me.
Hey, can you lay down on that couch back there?
Yeah, hold on. I'm a little tired. Let me go. I need to go lay down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, take a little nap.
I feel better.
How about jumping in the pool? That actually worked. Too much fun for $1, you know?
Yeah, I can't believe that you laughed today. I'm glad.
Yeah. All right. Well, I probably still got pain medicine in me. I don't know. Okay. But nonetheless, is there anything else we need to talk about? Was there stereotypes that we true?
Oh yeah, I did have stereotypes. Do you want to
hit those? Yeah, we got 7. We got 6 minutes, and you know.
Okay, here's I wanted to know, being only 3/5 hockey guy, if these stereotypes about players, beer league, are true. Okay. The cherry picker lives in the offensive zone and celebrates the goals like they just scored in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. The try hard guy.
Yep.
Okay. The goalie who hates everything.
That's every goalie.
Is it every player? Is there?
They hate everything. They hate everything about. Listen, goalies hate everything about life. Everything that doesn't have to do with being a goalie, they hate. And they even hate most things about being a goalie. That's why they change pads so much, because they get so pissed off with their pads, because it's not them not stopping pucks. It's the goalies.
Sorry, I was doing charades again.
Yeah, no, we're just watching.
You won't even be able to see it because I'm in my house.
Get that boner cup in there.
Oh shoot. Okay, the missing teammate, aka the one who never actually shows up.
Oh, that's the best. That's why I thought we were going to go on the best guy. That's the best guy on the team. That's the best guy.
Okay. Like, Casey says that Nick's alive.
He was in. Hey, we see a baby.
Oh, I was like, you won't see him.
Throw the baby in the pool.
Teach him to swim.
Yeah, Casey was in Iceland. I'm here.
Casey.
This is actually Casey. This is deep fake AI Nick. This is real Nick still in Iceland. Real Nick still in the corridor in that Iceland ER hospital.
Oh my god! And we never saw him again.
But the team sponsor is great. Like, we used to have a guy named Jeff. I should know his last name because he's my dentist.
Oh.
But anyway, he played on 8 hockey teams. He paid to play on 8 hockey teams. It's like $800 a person. We played 30 games a season. You had to make 10 of the 30. You had to make one third. You had to make 1/3 of the games to make the playoffs. He just made 10 games for every team he played on, but he paid in full for everyone. So it kind of helped the fees for everybody because he was the team sponsor. Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah. The Ringer, obviously. That's stupid. I know that to be
Oh
true.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How
Oh
about
yeah.
the excuse guy?
Oh, that's
Like,
me.
oh, I just tweaked. My knee's been bothering me. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
this
not. But
isn't
it's
this
like
is
you're
my
just
stick.
you're not good.
This isn't my stick. I usually use a 75 flex. This is 70. It's not my stick. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How about the guy who is like a super hardo for all the rules?
I don't know too many of those, but that guy's got to be the worst.
Okay. The guy who
A
is
cop
like
referee.
a cop referee.
Yeah, if a referee's a
Okay.
cop, he's the
Yeah.
worst. Yeah.
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 All you're
No,
hating on cops.
no offense, cops. I actually love cops, but
Okay. And the dad who only gets one night a week to do anything, drinks like it's New Year's.
I love that guy. That guy's so much
And there
fun.
is that guy.
That
Yeah.
guy's so much fun. I love that guy. He comes to one tournament a year, and he doesn't even play the games because he gets so drunk the first night. And but he's there. He's there. He's having a good time. He's living life. Just happy to be here. Just glad to be here. You know. So, love him. Love him. So, I'll be in Chicago, Casey. Hopefully, I will not be sick. Oh, hold on. Okay, sorry. I can't hear you. Turned off your volume.
No, I didn't.
There you go.
I didn't do that.
But sorry. All right. Well, we basically.
Oh,
Oh,
everyone misses you.
Megan's here. They all miss me.
Megan, aw.
They love me. They love me. They really love me.
Oh, we
I
like
missed all you
you.
guys
We
too.
like you.
I think what we should have done, honestly, because of how shitty the emergency room was, we
Live
should have
stream from
moved.
there.
We should have moved the draft party to the hallway where I was at in the thing, so I could at least officiate one chug round. 3, 2, 1, chug. Blah, you know.
Oh God,
Yeah.
yeah. Chug and then throw up. That would at least give you something to throw up.
Exactly. So that would have been great. But I missed you guys too. I love Iceland. Tana says I should never do one because last year I broke a rib there. Or the last time we went, I broke a rib. I got tripped
Oh
and
my
went to the
God.
boards and broke a rib. And this year I did this. But then it's like, but now I got to defeat Iceland. Now
There's a
it's like,
hex.
yeah, exactly. So,
Dang.
but
All
outside
right.
of that,
I'm
guys,
glad you're alive.
hey, I'm glad I'm alive too. Or maybe this is deep fake. We could have not been joking about that, but we have a lot of stuff coming up, and I'd like to see you guys. I could have
Yeah.
died. I could have died, and you would have
This is
never
if
got to
there's
see
any
me again.
better reminder. This is
Yeah.
like your way of guilting people into coming to tournaments.
You
Okay,
would have
make it all
never
about
gotten to
you.
see me again. But now you have a chance. And
Yeah.
listen, God doesn't give second chances that often. All right?
Mhm.
So, come play hockey with me. That's all
Yeah,
I
or else.
that's my dying wish. All right? That's it.
Oh,
That's it.
T's
All right.
and P's, by the way.
Hey, thanks. I love them T's and P's.
Go up
All right,
there.
anything else to add before we go? Be good or be good